advise business people and an advise and a guide. So that will be at about 11:15. But here now, we have for a few minutes a guest, my guest, and she, when to make her introduce herself. She's an officer in New York, a Jamaican, but an officer in New York, and she will tell me which office, of the Ethiopian World Federation. Introduce herself, please.
Good morning, Jerry. Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
And good morning, Jamaica. This is Sis Gem Morrison, International President of the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated, headquartered in New York. Yes.
Yes. So and I have your friend with you, which is my old brother.
Alric is a member of the federation, long time.
Which branch?
Local one.
He was
local
17
is in Jamaica.
Right.
Yeah, and local 17, that was, I think it's Paul Arlington or Hibbert did start that one.
Right.
Which one? Arlington? Hibbert?
Hibbert.
Yeah, Joseph Hibbert did start that one, local 17.
Okay.
You can put on the earphone, I'm not going to talk to Alric too much today. You were talking. But another time we'll talk to Alric. Alric, it organized several cultural trusts, including 100 drums and them kind of thing.
Right.
But another time we talk to him. Now, after 1974, and I think even after 1983, a certain branch of the Ethiopian World Federation named Local 33, that I know that was active in London, which was presided over for years by Asento Fox Pinto. They declared that the Ethiopian rebels haven't taken over the government of Ethiopia and declared themselves the government and overthrow the monarchy and the imperial nature. They decided to change the name of their branch of the Ethiopian World Federation and call it Imperial Ethiopian World Federation. You know about that?
Yes, I know of Asante Fox.
No, I'm talking about the change of name, but Imperial.
Well, if the name is changed, as far as I'm concerned, that's a different organization.
Yes, I know it is.
So we have not...
No, but you know of this.
Right, but yeah, I know of their existence.
No,
I
I'm
have
talking
heard
about
much
the change.
of them.
I'm talking about that specific thing, the change that they made to name Imperial Ethiopian World Federation.
If, to me...
You never heard of it? No, they haven't heard of it?
You know, right now we have a situation where we went to the UN to realign our status with this new council, and we found someone in there who was representing the Ethiopian world.
Someone where?
In the UN, representing herself.
In the UN?
Yes.
But they can't be a member of the UN.
Representing herself as the representative of the Ethiopian world.
UN?
Yes.
Or she was visiting?
As the representative.
No, she was visiting the UN.
Which part of the UN?
Which part of the UN? Which part of the UN?
ECOSOC, Economic and Social Council.
So she was visiting or she was working there?
She doesn't work there. We have a status, consultative status, relationship. We are a part of the UN, the Ethiopian World Federation.
And she was visiting there? Or?
No.
She was working there?
She assigned herself to be the representative of the Ethiopian World Federation.
No, this is preposterous. You cannot...
And then more preposterous is that she submitted a document to the UN saying that the name had been changed to a different name which spells YEWMBA.
Mean what?
It's an Ethiopian acronym. The words Ethiopian, I can't remember what they are right now, but it meant
so she wasn't represented, she was misrepresented.
She was misrepresented.
And a lot of these things.
And it is happening, and it's, you know, it's something that we have to correct right now. Yeah. So when the UN, the chief NGO officer asked her kindly to leave and not return, she said no, she has a right there because someone gave her that right.
This is preposterous.
And this is just recently.
Yes, but this is
preposterous. So I'm talking about people who go, you know, and say that they're different organizations. As far as we're concerned, the name has not been changed since 1937.
Yeah, I know it has not been changed. That's why I bring it up.
Right.
It's preposterous. Now, Marcus Garvey's organization also, like many other organizations, have suffered this kind of misrepresentation. Marcus Garvey's organization. Matter of fact, it's not Marcus Garvey's organization. It don't belong to him. He does some great work, but it don't belong to him. And he was of enough vision to realize that it don't belong to him. You understand? And that although he is the founder,
right,
it is not his. And that is why it is legally constituted. You have a constitution,
right,
which shows how it comes about by the assent of a number of people. So once a thing has that constitution and comes about by the assent of these people, it can no longer belong to an individual like their personal little fiefdom.
right.
As you know, like Jim Jones and I mean many other pastors and religious people, political people, entertainment people, they assume ownership of things which is not them on alone bill.
Right.
This is a common problem in human affairs.
So at the same time, even right now, we have a situation where there are many others representing themselves. Misrepresenting themselves as the international headquarters and the same LOJ 33 that you talked about, but they have stepped back a little bit and recognized, you know, to a certain extent that they were pretty much out of order.
You might well be aware, you should be well aware that many governments or many personnel of government, many parties, many individuals in countries all around the world, but in Jamaica where it concerns us, assume and impersonate the state.
Okay.
And people, most of the population assume that yes, they are the state. In other words, the governor general and the prime minister and the judges and the police and those, they are the state.
Right.
There's no such thing. The state is an apparatus, not people. And these people are supposed to be functionaries of the state, servants of the people. But they impersonate it and most people accept it and believe that they are the state. Tell me something now. You operate in your constitution of the Ethiopian World Federation?
Oh, definitely. By the constitution, 100%. We have a constitution from 1937 that has not been changed, and I don't think any administration of the Ethiopian World Federation will, you know.
So your members review it?
Even though we've been told we should change our donation, our dues, because it's just 10 cents a week.
We only have 5 minutes. That's one of 5 minutes. By the constitution, the performance of the organization is reviewed every year by the members.
Well, at a convention, you could call it a performance review, because then every year we have,
so members. Each member has a vote.
Each local, we have locals throughout the planet, the world. You know, different.
So the different locals, the members have a vote.
Yes. The different locals, depending on how many members they have.
Yeah, I know, yes. And I know they have a vote. And if they have a lot of members, they'll have more delegates. But I'm talking about inside of the local, they have a vote every year for the officers of their local.
Oh yes, every year.
And do they exercise?
Oh yes, they do. We hope so.
No, how do you ascertain if they are doing that?
Well, the locals have the freedom to determine who they elect.
No, how do you ascertain?
They produce to us a year.
Who produces it?
The locals are supposed to.
No, who does it? Who produces it?
The secretary.
So the secretary brings it to you or they send it by mail?
However they want to do it.
No, how do they do it?
They can even do it by email.
No, but how do they do it?
Some do it by email.
And the others do
it by mail.
But you don't come and check in Jamaica from our other places. We have international organizer who is really supposed to go around. Yeah, I know they are supposed to know.
But sometimes finances prevent.
No, so the fact is that they don't go and check them.
Right.
Well, they should.
No, so the fact is that they don't go and check. You know that is these things we have to straighten up.
Right.
I was a part of an organization for years, which started out as the Ethiopian World Federation, a certain local. But after a while, it was determined, you know, by a consensus that the origin of it through Reverend Evans. Have you ever heard of him? Anyway, he was in Chicago and he was set up, got an additional land grant from the emperor, different from Shashamane. So after a while, it was determined that he was not that authentic and we should therefore stop using that name. So subsequently, after 1973, we operated under the name of the 12 Tribes of Israel. Now this organization...
That's how it came about?
Yes. So
I thought it was different.
No. We only have 3 minutes, that's what I said.
Yes.
So now for years now this organization, from 73 till now, had been operating, but don't have any constitution.
So 12 Tribes came out of Chicago?
Yes.
Oh.
Don't have any constitution, don't have any rules whereby you must abide. and the officers are not answerable by any constitution.
Right.
So these things cause problems.
Right. Well,
But it have to be corrected.
I think it's happening now that the Rastafarian community is recognizing the role of the Ethiopian World Federation.
But if the Ethiopian World Federation is not implementing the constitution, it will not be able to do the work.
The constitution is being implemented at the international headquarters. Just like any organization or business.
Well, we have to go now, but I need to have your no. One minute.
Leave a number.
Yes. No, not on the air. Okay. Off the air. No, off the air.
Okay.
So we need to have your back, but all of the organizations, if they do have a constitution, something that we can agree that this is what rule us. It's personality is going to rule it. Going to stay at a personality cult.
I'm going to encourage them to look at the Ethiopian World Federation Constitution, and I'm going to email you a copy of it. And then they can get it.
Right now.
Give thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, and you have to implement the Constitution. Thank you very much. Straight up.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, going that amount of time.
That's all right.